بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. So this is the book كيف نفهم القرآن. How do we understand the Quran by Muhammad Jamil Zino. And the subtext, the subtitle is أنواع التفسير, some types of exegesis or explanation, وشرح بعض آي القرآن, and an explanation of some of the verses of the Quran. And as you can see here, is a form of plural of ayah. So the common plural is ayat, but it is also possible to say ay. So ayat is the common plural. So this is actually a very good book. It touches upon a few different diverse subjects because it goes into the some of the verses of the Quran. So the basic outline of the book is, and this is the موجز كيف نفهم القرآن. I guess this is the summary of كيف نفهم القرآن, which is the book. And the first is التفسير وتوابعه. And this is actually, I'm not sure if this is actually the preface or the introduction. It has to be, because there is nothing else than the foreword, let's say, before we get into the next chapter, which is التفسير, تفسير القرآن بالقرآن. So التفسير وتوابعه means explanation of the Quran is implied, وتوابعه, and some of the let's say accompanying topics. توابع means things that follow. So first the author goes into تفسير القرآن بالقرآن, when the Quran is explained by Quran, which is that some verse or phrase or word is explained by another verse or phrase or word in the Quran. Then you have تفسير القرآن بالحديث الصحيح, that a phrase or word or verse in the Quran is explained by an authentic hadith. Then you have تفسير القرآن بأقوال الصحابة, explanation of the Quran through statements of the companions. Of course, those statements need to be sahih as well, authentically reported. تفسير القرآن بأقوال التابعين, explaining the Quran through statements of the followers, those who were successors of the companions, those who come directly after. تفسير القرآن باللغة العربية, explaining the Quran linguistically. Then معرفة الاستنباط وأسباب النزول, knowledge about الاستنباط, which means extraction. I guess it means extraction of the rules. وأسباب النزول, and the it means the well, not the reasons, or rather the situation in which a verse has been sent down. معرفة الناسخ والمنسوخ, which means knowledge about the abrogating and abrogated verse. Sometimes a verse abrogates another one. So one verse was meant to be acted upon in a certain time, and then another verse came, was sent down and abrogated the first one. So the second one, the latest, should be acted upon, not the first one. Al-Quran al-Makki wal-Madani, which means that those parts of the Quran that were sent down in Mecca, the Meccan period, and the Medina period. خصائص القرآن المكي والمدني, which means the distinguishing features of the parts of the Quran that were sent down in Mecca versus Medina. فوائد العلم بالمكي والمدني. Some of the benefits of knowing which parts are Makki and Madani. متى نعمل بالقرآن المكي والمدني. When should we act upon the Quran, that which was sent down in Mecca versus Medina. نزول القرآن مفرقا, which means the not ascension, it means the descension of the Quran, مفرقا, meaning part by part. So the Quran came down part by part, and it didn't come down in one go, in one whole, as a whole. It came down in parts, one verse, two verses, a few verses, one small surah, for example. والحكمة منه, and the wisdom behind this. الأمثلة على نزول القرآن بالتدريج. Some examples of the Quran coming down in stages. And this is just the mujaz. Mujaz meaning the summary, or abridged version, meaning this is not all. Actually, this book is surprisingly wide in its subjects. Actually, we will notice this as we go through the book, inshallah. So I will just go through the one page of the foreword here, actually. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In Allah's name, the most benevolent, the merciful. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره. Verily, all praise belong to Allah. We praise Him and we ask Him for help and we ask Him for forgiveness. وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ شُرُورِ أَنفُسِنَا. And we ask Allah for protection from the evils in ourselves. وَمِنْ سَيِّئَاتِ أَعْمَالِنَا. And from the our evil actions. مَنْ يَهْدِهِ اللَّهُ فَلَا مُضِلَّ لَهُ. Whoever Allah guides, then for him there is no misguider. وَمَنْ يُضْلِلْ فَلَا هَادِيَ لَهُ. And whoever He misguides, then there is no one to guide him. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. And I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah alone, without any partner. And sharik meaning partner, the one who has a part in something. لا شريك له. Because shirk means part, a share. As you might know, the word for company or corporation is sharika, because it is shared by different parties. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His slave and messenger. أما بعد. أما means as for بعد, as for that which comes after, which means that this is basically a separator. فإن الله تعالى أنزل القرآن الكريم للناس. Then Allah, verily Allah Ta'ala, high is He, has sent down the Quran, they say the noble Quran, yes, exactly, the noble Quran to the people. li يفهموه, so that they should understand it. ويتدبروه, and that they should contemplate it. ويعملوا به, and they should act upon it or by it. قال الله تعالى. Allah, high is He, said, كتاب أنزلناه إليك, a book which we have sent down to you, مبارك, it is blessed, ليدبروا, so that they might contemplate آياته, its verses or signs, وَلِيَتَّذَكَّرَ, and so that ulul albab, meaning the people of intellect, might um, be reminded. وقد يسر الله فهمه لمن أراد الانتفاع به. And verily, قد, Allah has simplified or eased its understanding for whoever, liman, wants al-intifa', wants to be benefited by it. قال الله تعالى وَلَقَدْ is also, and verily, يَسَّرْنَا, we have eased or simplified al-Qur'ana لِلذِّكْر, we have eased the Quran to be remembered. فهل, so is there من مدكر, من مدكر, so is there anyone who is willing to remember it? وقد, and verily, أنزله الله باللغة العربية ليعقله العرب, and Allah has sent it down in the Arabic language, li, so that the Arabs shall grasp it or understand it. وَيُؤْمِنُوا بِهِ, and they shall believe in it. وَيُبَلِّغُوهُ, and they will bring it forward, or they will make it reach إلى بقية الأمم, they will make it reach the other or remaining nations. قال الله تعالى إنا أنزلناه, verily we have sent it down, قرآنا عربيا, as a recitation in Arabic, an Arabic recitation, لعلكم, so that you may تعقلون, use your intellect. وفهم القرآن, and understanding of the Quran, يحتاج للاطلاع, and understanding the Quran is in need of, or necessitates, or needs, actually, needs al-ittila', meaning that you should read or pore over, or al-ittila' is not only reading, it's reading reading a lot, so it's almost right like researching. يحتاج للاطلاع على تفسيره, it needs researching the explanation أحيانا, sometimes. ولا سيما, meaning especially, بعض الآيات التي, some of the verses, التي, that, تحتاج إلى, need, explaining, تحتاج إلى تفسير وتوضيح, explaining and same, تفسير and توضيح, it's very close, so توضيح is more like clarifying. وإني أذكر للقارئ, and verily I mention now, hereby, to the reader, القارئ, بعض أنواع التفسير, some of the types of explanation, التي تساعد على فهم القرآن وتفسيره, that help understanding the Quran and its explanation. ثم, meaning and then, ثم أذكر له, then I will mention to him تفسير بعض الآيات, the explanation of some verses, الآيات المجملة, which المجمل might mean almost vague, that it is not immediately clear exactly, specifically what is intended. المجملة التي تتطلب التفسير والبيان. Some of the vague verses that requires explanation and clarification. متوخيا, which is a he means here that he is trying and he will try ذكر الراجح, to mention the correct opinion من أقوال المفسرين, of the I think it's called exegetes, the mufassirin, the scholars that are specialized in tafsir, of their statements. So which opinion or which statements of theirs are correct. مع ذكر الدليل أحيانا, with mentioning the proof sometimes. والله أسأل, and Allah I ask. So it is swapped from its normal order here. وأسأل الله, والله أسأل, and Allah I ask, أن ينفع به المسلمين, to benefit with this book the Muslims. ويجعله خالصا لوجهه الكريم, and to make this action of writing it, or this book, to be sincerely for Allah's face, for Allah's sake, but we say for Allah's sake, face, because we want to see His face on Yawm al-Qiyamah, in paradise. And al-Kareem here is al-Wajh, His noble face. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. And it is signed Muhammad bin Jamil Zino. وسبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.